What's up, Mastermind?
It's on.
Free.
Timer, start, talk to 7.
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of Red Table Talk. I'm your host today, Ben Trammell. What we have today is 5 reasons to start your own business. So today we're going to give you 5 tips, 5 simple reasons you probably already thought about yourself from time or two. And we're going to get right into it, but before that we're going to go ahead and let everyone introduce themselves.
Hey, what's up? You know, this is your boy Frank, co-owner FD Building. I'm not gonna say everything today. You know, and 1/4 owner Mastermind Millionaires.
It's your boy Dre White, that's Dre White Vlogs on all social media platforms. And I am co-owner of FD Building and 1/5 Mastermind Millionaires. Artavius White, I am owner of Transformation Landscaping and 1/5 member of Mastermind Millionaires.
What's going on, man? It's your boy Marquise Robbins. I own there Finishing Touch Interior Carpentry based out of Atlanta and 1/5 of Mastermind Millionaires.
Alright, there you go. That's the roster, the all-star team. So we're going to get right into it. Yes, sir. 5 reasons to start your own business. So for number 1, we have increase your earnings and to make more money. Because we all know when people are not working for themselves, it's always that, man, I feel like I can make more money, but their job position may not really allow them to get to where they want to be. So that's why I feel like a lot of people may want to start their own business to create, you know, more. Exactly. So that's one of the things right there. So what do y'all think about that? Was that one of the things that you all had in mind?
I think with starting your own business, like starting off, you're not going to make, you know, like what you would be expecting, you know, to replace your income. So that's why I would like recommend everybody like keep your job, but still like try to build your business while you're in your job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And definitely don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Like, you know, even if it's not financially, don't be afraid to put them extra hours in. So if you is going to work, then when you get off work, you know your work is not done. Now it's time for you to work for yourself.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I can't tell you where I heard it from, but I know they say always like start with a side hustle or something on the side that you're good at and use that to build up into your business or something that you enjoy doing. On the side, you might be able to turn that into something where you can make some money from. And then next thing you know, you're like, man, I could like if I book a little bit more clients, if I, you know, expand it this way, now I could grow in this way.
As soon as it starts to replace that income,
exactly.
now you're like, I'm ready to go, you know.
You might be comfortable getting to like 80%, 75% of what you're making, and then you be like, man, I could take this jump and like reach the rest of that 25 to fully cover it and then go, you know, but it's all right.
But you definitely get more financial, you know, like you definitely can make more working for yourself than you could, you know, like on a salary or at your 9 to 5.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you're about to say something ready.
No, I mean, just to piggyback, you know, I mean, off of everybody, like, you know, they say work on yourself while you're working on your job.
Yeah.
You know, and the essence of working on yourself is you're doing things like, you know, everybody said, you know, starting your own business while you're working on your own job, because it's almost like when you have a child, you know, you breastfeed the child. You don't abruptly take the breast from that child. You know, you do it gradually. So you start getting the child bottles, you know, and you reduce the amount of time the child breastfeed. And then gradually the child is went off of breastfeeding because now the child actually just use the bottle. Right. You know, in like manner, you want to have your side business or side hustle, you know, while you got your main job. And as you build your clientele or you increase your income on your side hustle, then you go ahead, you know, and leave your main job, because now you have created enough revenue to sustain you to where, you know, you don't need your regular 9 to 5. You know, because at the end of the day, your hustle determines your pay or your finance. Right. You know, so if you hustle less, you get, you know, you'll make less money. You know, the more you hustle, the more you have more vacations.
For real. Yeah, I'm about to say, I know for me too, a lot of it starts off for like as a side hustle. You know, so even if you have your main job and you got kind of like what could possibly be a business, you have that idea to maybe one day be a business, at least you're bringing in more earnings for that week or that month by having the side hustle until you actually get everything established.
And it ain't gotta be your dream business. It can just be something that you know you good at.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you know, and that can be where you start off at to create the business that you initially want.
Right.
And just, I mean, if we go on just one more thing, like, I mean, like when we started, I got out of the military, you know, and just, you know, I mean, keeping full throttle. But when I got out of the military, Dre was still in the military, you know, so it's almost like I had a job, but I didn't have a job. You know what I'm saying? It's because why I took off the business trying to build up until Dre gets out. Dre had the income coming in, you know, enough to sustain, you know, both of us. He was living in government housing, so he didn't have to pay or anything like that, you know. But what we were bringing in was enough to sustain the both of us while, you know, while we grew the business.
Great business
You know,
partners, man. That's
yeah,
good. Y'all
exactly,
had one
you know.
goal and you just used each other to help make. That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good to have partners like that for real, because man, some partners can go.
Yeah, but like you said, like it definitely creates that avenue for like more income. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also when you can get to the point to where you want to quit your job, like now you have more time to focus on the business, to grow the business. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Exactly.
between the being and actually like with you being like fresh, like would you say that you're making more income now than on the your job?
I would say yes, and the thing that allowed me to do that was experience and just networking and finding a market to really get into to where it could sustain what I was making on my regular, 9-to-5 job. Because that was one thing that kind of determined if I would, leave my job and become a full-time business owner or whatnot. But once it really starts, leveling out, you're like, okay, I can do this, and you kind of see it promising. You have to leap out there. All y'all telling me, just do it, bro. Do it. They're like,
You made me put the jump. I jumped, but I was still on the edge.
Right. So I appreciate all these guys, man. For real.
I don't think it's not a leap, because it is a leap.
It is, man.
Of faith. It's a leap of faith.
And ain't no bad sense, I promise you.
But that's what entrepreneurship is like. You know, you might have a $200 day. You might have a $20 day. Then you might have a $15,000 day. Like it's up and down, But that's what we doing it for.
All
a $15,000 day.
So point number 2, you want to start your own business to create your own schedule. Because I know a lot of times in the previous jobs that I've had, I mean, pretty much what they put you on the schedule for is what you're going to work. Some jobs work up until the holidays. You may only get that holiday. And so it takes away a lot from your family time. I know for me that was really important with creating my own schedule with starting a business. Is because, which I feel like a lot of other people want to have more family time with the people that they love, you know what I'm saying? Or just enjoy life more instead of working a lot. Definitely creating your own schedule. I feel like it's one thing that only your own business allows you to do
for you. That was the main thing that I was gonna talk about, was like it just frees up that time too. I remember like back in the day in the military, like you literally have to ask somebody, can you go home? And they can tell you no, bro. And you can't do nothing about it. So just to have that time to do what I wanna do, like it just like frees you up, but you won't be able to do that without being in the entrepreneur field.
Exactly.
Somebody's time if you're not working for yourself. I would say to piggyback off of Dre, like with me, it was like I had a son and I couldn't even just be there for him the way I wanted to be because I had to work all the time. And the job I was working, I was the assistant manager. I had to work weekends, so I was there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's the time when your kids is out of school and you're supposed to spend that time with them. But I was stuck in a restaurant running the store, so definitely glad to be out of that situation.
Yeah. Now,
commercial break.
This is going in order for you to get that free time that that everyone is talking about. When we say that you're gonna have free time, that also includes you working, almost like back front loading your work. In order, to have those times,
free time.
so,
beginning.
so, it's not, it's not all free time.
It's late.
Because you started something new. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take work, to grow that what you're starting.
Fact.
And as you experience growth, the more time, the more time off you're going to get. The more you control your schedule better, because now, like everybody has said, nobody can tell you I want you to be at 8 o'clock. You tell your clients, what time you're going to be there, or what day you're going to be there, and if you have to leave for a vacation or to go to your child's game or stuff like that, you say, I will leave at such and such time, so in as much as it frees up your time, it also requires, a lot of your time.
Exactly. The entrepreneur hours different.
Well, I guess I would. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Check to see if it's recorded.
No. Well, I will. Hey, said you doing that? Yeah, it was. But no,
I was looking for a break. I was looking like one good break so we can check, man.
No, that was a perfect break though. They go.
Being listed, the time and setting your own schedule is the second on this. For me, that's number one. Like being able to set my own schedule is like the biggest benefit of being an entrepreneur to me. Like because if we got military backgrounds, where like I do, so your schedule was like from 7 o'clock in the morning to whenever they let you go home. It was like your schedule was that. So it wasn't no designated hours, but you just worked until they told you to go home. So it's like being able to now be like, man, okay, Monday I'm gonna schedule this, Monday through Tuesday, now Wednesday I'm gonna do it.
Damn, I'm about to say that was the
like paperwork and
I'm
take
gonna take a week off.
Friday.
I'm gonna take a week off.
Look, take a week off and fly to Houston. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, so it's like, man, just being able to set that time, like, but like for instance, it started in the mud at first.
Yeah,
and
it
scaled
definitely
up to that.
definitely have to put that grind deal.
Yeah, so you start early while you working, then you ain't got to jump in the mud. You can jump into, like you already got a little car in there or something. Like, you on the road.
So definitely create your schedule. I feel like, like you said, and I know for other people too, it may be, in different orders or whatever, but yeah, that's definitely a great point though, Mark, for real, because, man, it's creating your own schedule. It's just like, man, you just don't know how many times. It does. I feel like too, with that, it wasn't really so much because I actually worked more hours during the day during the week than I did at my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's worth it.
But the thing is, with creating my own schedule, I'm able to be off on the weekend because I had both jobs. I would do my main job during the week and pressure wash on the weekend. That's basically 7 days. And I don't work for myself. I'm working during the week most of the time. A lot of hours.
Weekends off.
Hey, I'm off on the weekends.
It's kind of good that you said that because, like, when we started, we're working on weekends too. Working on weekends, like we're always working. And what's even more informative about that is that at the time we're working so hard, we're not making that much money. Because we're not making that much money. Because
don't match the hours.
Work. That's because we're still in growth. In that growth stage. And we're still lacking. Experience. And stuff like that. So the more experience we gain, the less time we work, the more time we travel, the more time we do vacations. Because now we had things in place that allow us to do those things. So it's not something that is just going to happen
overnight. It ain't no overnight process. Ain't no microwave. Ain't no microwave.
And one of the reasons why we really appreciate having this time off, like the three of us that have military background. Because in the military, you don't control nothing. You don't even control the shot you take.
You just walk down the line.
I was just telling you the other day, bro. They literally had the guns outside. And you can just gotta walk down the line. Shoot with backs to different you didn't have control over your body.
You ain't got control over nothing because you own. So they determine, Christmas time, well, you go home for a week, you know, be back.
You get Christmas, you get New Year's.
You get New Year's, you know. So, you know, having the ability, you know, to control your own time and, you know, and decide when you want to work and when you do not want to work, you know, when you want to travel, you know, and you have the permission, you know, it just, it's almost like a miracle, man. You know.
For sure. Asking nobody permission to take time off.
Exactly. So number 2 was create your own schedule. So we're gonna move on to number 3, which Tay, you actually mentioned it earlier, which is you get a chance and opportunity to invest in yourself. And for me, I feel like investing in yourself don't necessarily really mean a lot of money, but you can invest time in yourself to put towards the vision or the business or the dream that you know what I'm saying, have. So that's that was more how that spoke to me with that one. So what do y'all think about that one right now?
Well, I say
investing in yourself.
Investing in yourself. I say, bro, like I had it top of my head and I forgot that quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll bring it back.
I was gonna say like that's super critical what you said, like the time that it gives you to invest in yourself, because as an entrepreneur, like you gonna change, bro. It's gonna push you to a level where you need to be able to run a successful business. So it's like you're gonna be having to read them books. You have like having to go listen to those podcasts to be able to become the person that's on the other side. And Miley Cyrus, she got some. I don't say nothing about Miley Cyrus, but Miley Cyrus got a song pretty much that it's not about like where you get at the end of that journey, but it's about the climb and who you become to get to that other side.
So
definitely the time that it gives you it gives you the time to do it, but it also makes you do it.
And it also, I feel like too, that's great, man. It speeds up the process of your business because you're able to put that time in. Like if you put a little time here, a little time there, it might take you 2-3 years. Somebody could have came out 4 or 5 of those by time. You know what I'm saying? But it's so I feel like it speeds up the process of how soon do you want your business, you know, to start.
To expand.
And expand, exactly. So it all depends on how much time you put in. You know, and you can't put that much time in work for someone else. You know.
And I'm a big on like front loading that like front loading the time. So like all the time that we putting in right now, like we doing it because we young, right? We still mobile and able to do it. So that way we can enjoy it later.
And you don't get to like the level you want to get to without investing in yourself. And jumping into the journey. Like you're not just gonna be like, man, I want to be a barber. You ain't never cut no hair. You jump out there. You better put the time in.
You gotta punch that.
And it don't matter what space, especially you trying to invest in or go into. Like you have to learn about that and become a master in that space. If you want to be in it, you want to dominate in it. Like if you want to be relevant and make money, like you gotta learn your industry in and out. You gotta learn your craft. You gotta learn everything about it. So then when you run into people, like you can like tell them about stuff like that ain't gonna work.
I was just gonna say that, like to piggyback off of that, like cause if you're not in it, if you don't know your craft, you're not gonna be able to manage your people to get your time back. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what you're doing. You haven't been through those failure points to where like you know to tell them not to do this. This gonna make the job go faster. You know stuff like that. So you know like you have to put the time in to be able to get the time off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's a thing. I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I think about investing in your time, I mean, investing, I mean, yourself, what comes to mind is, is growth, because at the end of the day, in order for you to grow, you have to learn. In order for you to learn, you have to invest in yourself, and like Ben said at the beginning, investing in yourself doesn't take a bunch of money, although you can spend money here and there, go to seminars, and stuff like that. That could give you some relevant information. But you also have resources that you can use because you may not be blessed to have a mentor. A mentor, you tell you what to do and what not to do. And that's what like Tay said. That when you got YouTube, you got Google, you got ebooks, you got audiobooks, So it's like everything that you will need, that you need to invest in yourself, is available to you at your fingertip. All you have to do is create the time, create the time to, to listen to a podcast, create the time to listen to an audiobook, create the time, to do some research, because like when you look, I mean, when you consider it, you will spend hours a day listening to music anyways.
Exactly.
You know,
Instead
that
of
that will benefit
Instead of
you.
listening
You
to
know,
music in the
so
car, you listen to
yeah,
audio.
exactly. You know, so trade your time. You know, you start listen for music that does not contribute to
Your growth.
your growth. Listen to a podcast, listen to an audiobook. You know, and you'd be surprised how much you learn. Like people that I mentor, I start off with sending them books to listen to. You know, stop because because before you receive me, I have to get your mind right.
Yeah.
So I get your mind right by giving you resources
And that weed out a lot of exaggerations.
A lot of
people
things,
ask me, I'll send them a book and they want to read introduction. Yeah, I'm not finna just be pouring into everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody don't really need it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But those people that really want
you
it, they
can't
gonna
even
show
read
you
this book. Like you asked me for help and I seen you this book to read, and you can't even read this book. That
you ain't ready.
yeah, you're not ready for me to help you.
But also like that give us a level playing field because even trying to like force conversation, like really, like once you start to grow, like you really don't have nothing to talk about to be able to build on them, right? So if you give them that foundation, now like they already done spent this 8 hours listening to this book, so like it has already triggered something that you can really be able to dig into,
Yeah. I was about to say too, you had said something about, it made me think about this, like also with investing in yourself. You can invest in yourself like by education. Like if it's something that you really want to do, they got professionals out here that do that. Yeah,
everybody's on the course.
Yeah, so it may be good, do your research, find somebody that's great, man, and invest in.
Reputable.
Yeah, invest in their education and their course.
They done did it.
Yeah.
Right, but you have to invest something. So okay, so that was number 4.
Yeah, number 3. Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Get their phone unlocked. Face
You count?
recognition.
You count?
I can't type. Oh man! All right. So number 3 is invest in yourself. Moving on to number 4. Then we have one more is to start your own business. You have more stability. So basically, you don't really have to worry about no one firing you or anything like that for any mistakes you may make or taking time off that you may want to take with your family, like we were talking about earlier, and just basically also just give you that full control to basically do whatever you want to do. To be honest with you.
It's good you said that because like a lot of people go to jobs for stability.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like this person can pretty much just tell you, like I don't want you to work for me no more. Like,
Yeah.
you fired.
For anything, it don't matter what situation.
I think Frank got a great story. Like
Frank do have
But he's just waiting. He's just
Go ahead.
waiting. Just waiting.
But I mean, what we're trying to point towards is,
you, my boy.
The topic is stability.
In the military, they had long story short, my job was over, man. So what it did was like everybody that came in, the same year that I came that had a job, it was too many people. So they gave us the option to either change our jobs or get out of the military. The job they had to offer me was to go on the submarine. I was like, I ain't going on the submarine. I need to see where I'm going,
Right.
So, and I had evaluations. All my evaluations were, 3.8, 4.0, 4.8 stars. Like I'm good because what they're gonna look at, they'll look at if you decide not to change your job, they'll look at your evaluation to determine if you stay in or not. So I was like, shoot, I'm good.
Keep in mind, like he running the whole fuel department for the aircraft that launch the jet and stuff.
Wow.
So so that morning, man, where I mustered, and my chief came. Our chief is like a E7, he came. He was like, hey, Dr. Johnson, the CEO is like the commanding officer. He's like an 06. He wants to see you. I said, dang, what's he want to see me for? Because usually see the CEO, you're either in trouble or you get an award.
Yeah.
2 things that you know what I'm saying? I went to his office when, talking to you, it's like, your name came up on the list, and you have to go home and blah, blah, blah.
It be like that. They did they do it in my shop.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So it's like in every room to negotiate. So the 05 he was like, well, I got some friends in Pentagon, and I would call there, and talk to them. He called there, the same thing, in the room that it's final.
Yeah.
So
Frank was busting his ass at that
Yeah,
job, bro. Like
yeah.
he had worked his way up fast.
Yeah,
and then he
you
was
know.
running it like he was supposed to be running. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was up for advancement, up for achievement. Like super fast, bro.
Yeah,
So he had been putting his all into this job, and they just like, you gotta go.
Yeah, I had my air warfare, my surface. I got on board less than a year. They had 100 and some more first classes there. You know, my first evaluation, you know, came up. I was ranked among the first 20, which is for a carrier. You know, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Could carry that
And,
thousand.
you know, yeah,
top
emphasis. You know, and it was like, nah, man. And then so. After that, I left, I told myself, I said I would never, ever, I said I would never, ever, my life anymore. I was like, yeah, I was like, never, ever,
You know, like how just all in their hands, like that was just like,
you know,
man, like,
So that's why I want to get to that story, because it's not about stability, bro. If you're working for somebody else, they can let you go, like your life is in their hands.
And then what really got to me because I had done I think 2 years recruiting, and I sold the Navy based on job security. You know what I'm saying?
And they just
And
let
when they asked me to go, I had just re-enlisted. I still have like 3 years on my contract. You know what I'm saying? If I had broke that contract, I was liable to go. To be court-martialed in the jail.
Go to jail,
You know what I'm saying?
They can break
But
the
they broke the contract.
Throw it out.
Yeah, with no consequence. You know,
And you was one of the best.
one of the best, bro.
Top
One of the
20
best, bro. I'm telling you, one of the best, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, never. But what I realized,
That needed to happen.
what I realized, you know,
It's all part of the
And then,
journey.
yeah,
Like you just said. It's the
yeah, you
process
know why?
to become.
Yeah, what I realized it was because I got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And I knew, I've been knowing that I should be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not bragging, but like, from church, I get prophecy like from different people. You know, I'll be a millionaire. So one time I said, I know, I'll be a millionaire, be in the Navy. You know what I'm saying? And I questioned that, so I believe when it happened, it was God that pushed me up. Pushed me out. Because before I even went to Japan, one person went out to eat before leaving. I'm the boy of my story. But before leaving, we went to lunch. They got to eat. One of my pastor friends. And before I left, he was like, you mind if I pray, with you? And we have prayed. And he was like, what are your plans? So I was like, I'm going to Japan. When I come back, He said, no. What are your plans business wise? I said, I'm thinking about going to read to open a dollar store. No. Let me backtrack. He said, how long? He said, how long you'll be in Japan? I said, 3 years. I said, it'll be 3 years. And he was like, man, I see coming back after a year.
No.
I looked at, I was like, bro, you're lying.
Ain't no way.
I was like, that's the brother. If you say that for 3 years, I don't care. Earth can freeze. You there for 3 years. I was like,
He was right though.
you lying.
Yeah.
And then when I left, the dude that he was an older person, probably in his 60s or something like that, that I sat by in the plane. We flew from Georgia to Washington State, but they were having a connecting flight. And as we were walking out after our flight arrived, he said, he asked where I was going, and I was saying I'm going to Japan. He said when you go to Japan, he said everything you plan to do, stick to it. He said stick to it because you're not gonna get what you're expecting. And this was somebody that did not even know me. You know what I'm saying?
Or y'all was just talking and it just said.
We sat sat next to each other the entire flight.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was speak. I spoke to him. When I sat, and we didn't even have a discussion. Walking off the plane, that when he told me that.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
so when I got to Japan and they told me that my name was on the list of those that they're looking at. When I got the news that I was going to get sent, I was not super surprised.
But you had already seen the 2 signs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and that also helped me to realize also that what we're doing now, it's gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be successful, bro. Because it's like God pushed me out of my comfort zone. Was like, that's not what I called you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And me joining the military, it was never my intention. It was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Never my intention was by accident. It was like something happened in my life at the time, and I had to make a decision, and I said, oop, recruiter, I ready to go. Same day I left and went to basic training.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But
Well,
There ain't no
so
stability,
now you don't have like people, you know, being able to text that. Okay.
nobody tell me say you fired.
Nobody can find
Before
you.
you say you fired, now somebody give me a job to do it. You know, say, oh, I want to get but like, nah, I ain't
doing that.
You know, now I fire you.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, so it's a blessing, man. You know, it's a good feeling to control your own destiny. You know, when you got 9 to 5. No matter, you know, somebody else is controlling your destiny. You know, because you say you I mean, so retire at 30, they can fire you. You know, right at 26.
I think a lot of people don't realize that with this pandemic situation going on because these people ain't holding on to people. They getting rid of people.
Jobs have restrictions like crazy.
You can have coronavirus and get fired because you have coronavirus. That's what happened to me. So you know, it's like. Yeah, you got to get out here and just make you some type of income where you just banking on yourself. You can't put your life in somebody else's hands.
Yeah, and God put a purpose in all of us, and then like He said, like that our purpose will provide for us. So, so I feel like there's no way that we should be working, you know, 9 to 5. Like we're not knocking the 9 to 5. If that's what you feel like you have to do, then do that. Like we're not knocking it, but do something. Don't just do that. Just
We definitely not like the 9 to 5 because we need 9 to 5. Yeah, work for us.
Mine be 99.
Not like the 9 to 5. We understand that everybody is not called to this lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good work is hard to find. And,
Yes,
and
you know
if
what I'm
you work
saying?
good enough for somebody, they're going to take care of you. Man.
Exactly.
They're going to take care of you.
All right, so my bad. Go ahead.
Get over here, let me say my piece. Nah, but look, I heard stability like in a different way because like when I first jumped down entrepreneurship, like it wasn't stable.
Yeah.
I was working a 9 to 5 and doing work on the side, but it was on the weekends, like or a random day here where I had a nice day. So it was like, shoot, 1 week you might have 2 people I'm going to quote, might get one of them jobs, like might have 2 jobs that week, but like staying firm, like I had a reserve in place so I could do this for this many months before it's time for me to go find a job. Like, this is how long I'm gonna survive before it's like, all right, you start putting some applications in. But yeah, man, but once you you hold firm and you keep pushing through, man, like bro said, like God give you a purpose and you keep doing it, like you gonna get to the place to where you become stable.
Exactly. I'm glad you pointed that out because we're not trying to make it seem like once you start your own business, you're gonna become.
You have a bigger chance. Yeah, you know, I mean, in like, you know, like both I've been and Mark said, when you start, you know, it doesn't mean that you'll be stable because you can start a business and that will fail, you know, and you will have to go and start something new. You know what I'm saying? So do not take stability, you know, as of, you know, and think that everything you start gonna be firm, you know. Because we all have started different businesses before, you know, I mean, that have failed. You know,
I counted them yesterday. Like 6, so I was like, man,
but all those
I
failures.
had this one business, man. If I would have went home with that business, man, I'd probably be rich right now. But I had the wrong clientele at the time.
Yeah, because all the failures make you who you are today. You know, it's just like, you know, as you go through things in life, you know, you encounter different things, you know, but it makes you wiser, you know, because now you have experience, so you know what to do and what not to do as you go into, you know, I mean, into your next business. So as you, you know, as you evolve into being working for yourself, entrepreneur, don't get discouraged, you know, when you fail, because that failure will make you better and prepare you, you know, for the next, your next opportunity. Even if you fail again, just keep going.
Failure is a lesson. You fail again, that's another lesson. It only take one win.
That's all you need.
It only take one win.
And you know, book we listen to it said when Mo appeared, boy. When Mo appears, you know.
Big Mo appears, one win.
Yeah, you know what Mo is? Can you tell me what Mo is? Can you tell me what Mo is?
Yeah, Big Mo. That's when all that work you've been putting in, like all those little things you've been doing, they compound over.
That's okay.
And that's when you take off.
That boy's mother.
That's
That's when that
episode
overnight success come in.
Yeah, we got that in the episode too.
Oh yeah.
So y'all probably heard that one already.
Take us all down here, man.
Yeah, man. So, all right, number 5 is one thing that I definitely think helps, which is creating opportunities. Like when you start or have your own business, you're able to create other opportunities for other individuals. You know, especially I feel like a lot of times, excuse me, with us, it's like our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know for me, as a small business, you tend to hire the people that you kind of know the best, and kind of that you'll know do a great job. And sometimes they usually start with family. And especially when we grow, we start to see them grow, and that's one thing I think has made me proud for real to see like people come up with me, especially people that's closest to me that I love. You know what I'm saying? I think that's we'll expand more, but right now it's like us. Like we coming up and everybody coming up, man. And I think creating other opportunities, like
for
really,
people,
for real, is what you're able to do with starting a business. You know, you can change everybody's situation.
You know what I'm
saying?
Just based on taking that one lead, you know. And then once you touch their life, they gonna touch, somebody else's life,
Next life,
Each one teach one.
Each one teach one.
Each one teach one.
Each one
Like,
teach one.
like most times, people, before, we always used to talk about, building, generational wealth, and I had shift my mindset because that's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? In as much as, we help people, we're not building generational wealth, we're building community wealth. You know what I'm saying? Because when we reach out and help somebody, where reach one, teach one, you're building up community wealth. You know what I'm saying? So when you build community wealth, it lasts longer because
It's long.
Paranormal activity.
Hey, average podcast about 45 minutes.
So give them the resources that you have. What do I mean by that? Tell them about investing, in the different things. Like Dre did, with one of our employees. He got him investing into crypto, which will help him and it's going to help his generation. So now once he starts having earnings from that, he'll go and tell his son about it. That's how you build generational community wealth.
Exactly.
It's way more bigger than just one family.
Exactly. Because your vision cannot be narrow when just when you're right down here. It's just me and my family.
But that's
what
dope
I'm saying?
because-
Me and my family.
Like when you giving him that, especially like in the what we're in now, he gonna see that grow, and that's gonna ignite something in him that's gonna make him like, what is this? What they gave me this and it was worth this then, but now it's worth
this.
way more. Now let me start investing in
myself.
Now I start investing in it. Now I start investing. I'm making money in this. Now I'm excited about it because now I'm making money. It probably changed my life. Now I'm finna tell somebody else about it. It's like an ignition, like a spark. You set that spark up with somebody else. It's just each one teach one.
Exactly.
Each one teach one.
And that's what we have to do within the community, man. You know what I'm saying? Help each other. We all out here trying to eat and make some money.
Everybody is.
So even if it may not be much to you, it can mean a lot to someone else for real. And like I say, really just change their whole lifestyle. So with that being said, man, we're just gonna go around one more time and just what advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur? But just I guess us just starting a business. Like what advice would you give someone to start
a business? Definitely in the beginning, put your systems in place in the beginning. Like, cause we were just talking with Mark and he was showing us his SOPs. Just having that, it'll help your business run a whole lot smoother. Because there ain't no guessing like when it comes to your business or how you want things done in your business. So putting those things in place early, it'll help you to expand early.
All right, take.
Don't stop. Like, don't give up. Like, even if you start a business and it don't go the way you want it to, start another one. Like, try again. Like, it only take one idea to get you, to change your family life forever. So, never give up. It's an everlasting game.
Facts.
Mark, what you got?
For me, I'm gonna say you trust God, trust yourself.
Man, most important.
Keep whatever goal you set for yourself, just keep learning and working towards it. Like however long the process take, whether it's 30 days, a month, a year, 2 months, 5, just keep proving yourself right and then let God do what he do. And you gonna get there regardless. It's not even a matter of if, it's a matter when I'm gonna get there, because I'm doing the work, I'm learning what I need to learn, I'm pushing myself to get there, I'm implementing these things. Do everything you can to increase your percentages of not failing. And lean on God for the rest.
Man. Right?
Yes, I would say, you know, I was like talking parables. I would say,
1 minute.
I would say to you, you know, it takes a community, you know, to raise a child.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a village to raise a child. I'm sure, I mean, everyone have heard that before. In like manner, it takes a village, you know, to grow a business. What do I mean by that? Whatever we try to do now, somebody have done that before. You know, so look for resources, you know, ask questions, you know, people that doing the same thing that you're trying to do, you know, ask them, you know, so that way some of the failures that you could encounter in the future, you may not have to encounter because now somebody will tell you how to avoid, you know, those failures. So don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need help. You know, all you have to do is ask.
Yeah. A lot of people selling the sauce now too. So
Yeah.
you can just buy one of their programs and invest in yourself. You know, invest in yourself. Just buy, you know.
It's everywhere.
Overload.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, there you have it. We gave you 5 simple reasons to get out there and start your own business. Remember, stay motivated. You heard it right here from M3. And if you have any more questions or comments or anything, be sure to comment below, like and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get at y'all next time. Y'all be blessed.
We out.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Peace out.
What's up, Mastermind?
It's orange.
Timer started. Talk to 7.
Punch,